Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today we're going to be doing a review of the Shure MV7 Plus microphone right here, right now. This is Shure's updated hybrid USB and XLR version microphone. I've been testing this for a few weeks in my real little cubby area in the corner. I don't have an unboxing per se. I did lose that video, but I will tell you what's in the box. It's not much. Inside, you get the MV7 Plus microphone. You get a foam windscreen right here. Just the basic cheap windscreen, pop filter, I suppose. If you're probably not going to be using it outside, but and then you got a USB-C cable, which is USB-C on both ends, and I'll talk about that in a second. You got the yoke mount that it's on, and the usual paperwork. And you get the little adapter that you can screw in. Sometimes it's a 3/8 stud or whatever. And it converts it so you can put it into your boom arm or your stand. So right away, you can tell this is a quality microphone, in my opinion. It has a full metal body. It's got some weight to it, but it's not too heavy. But you will have to have a nice, half-decent boom arm to really keep this mic where you set it. And I have the white. You can get the matte black. And the biggest new feature is the touch-sensitive LED panel on the front here. You can change the LED colors and that, but it also gives you somewhat of a range when you see it, when you speak. You know that you're getting some audio there. It's not precise, but yeah, so when you see it turn bright, then you know you're within range. At least you're picking up some audio there. You're not too low or too high, which it's nice. It's a cardioid dynamic microphone with a frequency response of 50 hertz to 16 kilohertz. On the bottom, you will see a USB Type-C output. You'll see a XLR output and a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack for direct zero latency monitoring, which is a nice thing. The build quality is excellent, and this mic I think is very durable, and it should last a long time with everyday use. So setting this up is incredibly easy. It's just plug it into your computer. That's it. You plug it into the mic, you plug it into the computer, and you're ready to go, just like that. Now, I will have to say this. If you're like me and your computer, even though it's new, don't have a USB Type-C, pick up yourself, I think it's 3 in a pack, 15 bucks or something, 20 bucks. USB Type-C to a USB adapter. If your computer don't have that, then that's a little tip for you before you buy it. There is no drivers needed. What really sets it apart as a plug-and-play mic is the Motive Mix app for desktop or mobile. Inside the app, you can turn on auto level mode, which automatically adjusts the gain when you're talking. Does an excellent job of that. If you whisper and you're talking very, 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 very lightly, it will adjust and try to pick up as much as possible. And then when you're just talking normal, it will adjust as well. So hopefully you can see that in action. The Motive Mix app, there is some settings in that helps adjust your microphone to what you like. There's also noise reduction with the app, a digital pop filter. There is a limiter, I believe, and some reverb and some other settings. Tone, natural, dark, and bright. So we'll talk about these in a few seconds. So this is how the microphone sounds to about I don't know, from 2 to 4 inches away. So that's the most important part. How do it sound? Not my voice. I know I have a nauseating voice, but what do the microphones sound like overall? So here's the raw USB sound with zero processing. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Plosives, plosives, plosives. So that is without any processing whatsoever. Now here's the same thing with motive mix processing. Hey guys, testing 1, 2, 3. This is my normal speaking voice. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pipers. Plosives, plosives, plosives. So that was with the processing on. You can clearly hear it sounds warmer, smoother, and a little more polished. With nice full lows and clear mids. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert, but I know what I like. Okay, folks, I'm going to show you the software. So you'll go to the website, you'll scan the thing that they give you here, little scan code, and you'll go and you will download Motive Mix for Windows, whatever system you are using. Whatever microphone you have hooked up, you will see it over here. So this is Motive Mix Virtual, and this is whatever microphone you're using. And obviously, this is a review of the MV7 Plus, so I have it here. So we're going to be using, I'm just going to be dealing with this microphone here. So if you just go down, you can mute the microphone, and you can mute monitoring. And if you want to monitor, you can come over here as long as you're on this one. You come over and you can click monitor, and you can choose what you want. I don't have it on right now because you get the echo sometimes when you're on screen record. And over here, this is the main one that we're using, and I don't have any monitor on. If you want to do a quick check to see if everything is set up okay, you can go right up here and you click sound check. What it's going to do is going to take the noise. There's quite a bit of noise there right now, fan and the washer. You can hear the dryer and everything. There is quite a bit of noise. So I'll stop talking and just let this thing pick up the ambient noise. Now I'm just going to hit start and start recording. So what I normally do is I just, read the top. Check your sound quality by recording a short message, 10 seconds for each microphone, and try to be as natural as possible. And you can play this back if you want. What I normally do is I just read the top. Check your sound quality by recording a short message, 10 seconds for each microphone, and try to be as natural as possible. If you close this, if you went to sound check, it will tell you if you needed to increase the decibels or if there was excessive ambient noise. It would tell you. So it's pretty straightforward, right? So you can come over here now and we'll click settings. I'll get it out. It's only 4 o'clock in the morning here. You can mute the microphone, so you can lock it. You can disable the button. And what that does is when you're moving around the microphone, or if you got a podcast, somebody is moving the microphone, they might accidentally, because you only just need to slightly touch it, and they can mute the microphone and not know it. You can lock that out so that will not happen. I don't have too big of if it have happened a couple times. I must say I've been doing something. I had to redo it all over again because I forgot I touched the mic and I paused, muted it. So right here you got the gain, and I have it on auto level. Now auto level, what auto level is going to do? I'll turn auto level off. Now you got 38 decibels increase. That was because where I last used it, I needed to have it on manual, and it needed to take the 36. It took 36 decibels for it to really give me what volume or audio that I needed. So this, is pretty good. I leave it on auto level all the time, because if not, if you get loud, it will clip. But if you leave now, auto level is not perfect, but it does do a pretty good job at if you get loud, you'll clip, but it won't stay up there, and it will auto tune. And if you talk slowly, or not slowly, but low, quietly, which I'm whispering right now, auto tune will bring up the level so that you can hear it. So that's that. I just pretty much leave it on auto tune, or auto tune. Yeah, I would need auto tune, auto level. Down here you got the monitor, and you can have full mix, full mic level coming into the headphones, and the playback. You can set this on whatever it is you want. Tone, if you got dark, you got natural, and you got bright. Now I'm 10% to the bright side, but if you bring it down, you may not notice a big difference, but it lowers the bass. And a lot of podcasters like that, so they keep it down in the dark area. And if you go halfway, you might notice a slight difference. Some people don't, and some people do. This is natural. You tell me if you can hear any differences. And I'm not raising my voice. I'm trying to talk the same level for everything that I'm doing here. And if you go up to the bright side, halfway up, you get. I think when I've been testing this out, I could notice that it gets a little bit not tinny, but yeah, for a lack of a better description, it gets a little tinny. Not real bad, but it does increase your upper levels, and this is 100% bread. 100% bright. This is 100% bright. So what it does is, when you're at the top, it makes your voice clearer and more tinny, and the lower you go, the more bass. If you want to say it, bass, you get more of that in your voice. I usually have it, like I said, about natural, or even 10% bright, but I'll just leave it at natural. Now, reverb. Well, reverb I never use because I'm not a singer, and reverb, you get that when you're talking, singers use it. It gives you that nice feel. You can have studio, plate, and hall, and you can have the sensitivity way up or way down. So I do not use this at all, so I turn that off. Now, the real denoiser is something that I use. I leave it on all the time. Like I said, guys, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm having a coffee. So the real time denoiser does it. It really do a good job. I bet you can't even hardly tell there's a big fan and a washer or dryer going. So it really do a good job at this, because this microphone is a dynamic microphone, and really it picks up everything. My wife can be on the other end of the house, and she could just be talking normal, and this microphone will pick it up. So without this on, the real time denoiser, unless you're in a treated room, you're going to have a lot of background noise. The popper stopper, you know, Peter Pan picked a pail of peppers. Well, it's the plosives, the you know. I don't have it on. I find that it really don't do like that big of a deal. And if you got it on as Peppy Pig, it to me it really don't do that much. Now, I-pass filter, I do have it on 75 hertz. It just cuts out the lower bottom in. Human voices usually are within a range, and the 75 hertz, I find that it just cuts out the hum. It cuts out a lot of the noise, bass, if you will. Yeah, so because voices is usually above that, so you can go to 150, but for my voice is it sometimes if say I go silent like now, and then I start talking, it cuts out that first word almost. So it only gives you off 75 and 150, so the 75 works the best for me. You can come down and you can mess with the LEDs. I don't mess with the LEDs. It gives you sort of a reading. It gives you like a rough estimate if it's like a visual. If you're talking right at the mic, you can see if it gets bright. You can get the idea that your levels are okay. I just leaves it on live and low. You can put it on Mac and it's really bright. But yeah, so I just leaves it like that. So that is the settings for the software. It's not extensive, but it is pretty good. Now, if you got the SM7B, I believe, which is, you know, the one that is the champion of the microphones, as a lot likes to say, it will with the SV7B, there's not a lot of difference with the microphone. It really isn't. Now, some will argue and say that this microphone is a little better. It does give you the option of both. You can have both USB and XLR coming out of the microphone at the same time. So there's that, but there's a little better software. You get a few extra things in this software here. And yeah, so if you want to record right from this area, you can come down, you can hit the button here. It gives you a little countdown and you can start talking. And this will give you whatever it is that you got set up for your microphone. I want to say that the settings that you have on your microphone, I'll probably ask this when we close this software if you want to save it, and you can. So whatever you save comes right into the microphone. So you can take the microphone and go to your phone, go to your laptop, and it will keep the settings. So that's where this is done. We had this go done. If you're curious on where this is, it'll come up here. You can say show the folder. It will be under mic settings now because I changed it, and you can play it and you can start talking. And this all right, will give, so just go and delete it. So that is the software in a nutshell. So you can just close that. Yes, it says I can save it. So right now you're hearing me from the Shure microphone, and we're going to see the difference in the quality. I'm speaking very low, so I'll try and speak the same for each microphone. But like I said, this is the Shure 1, 2, 3. Peter picked a pile of peppers. So that's the you know how it stops the plosives. All right. And now we'll switch to the other microphone. So now we're speaking into this Murano. microphone, which is about $30, $35, or I think it is. So you tell me if you can tell the difference between the two microphones. In certain situations, it can be hard actually to tell the difference. So this is the Murano, and this is the Shure. Now, I don't have an XLR interface, so I will not be doing anything with XLR. So there's that. And without the shock mount, you might pick up, if you're moving the mic, you'll hear all that, or you touch you're moving the boom arm. This is not connected to the desk, so you're not going to get the vibrations of, touching the desk or anything like that. But yeah, so here's my honest pros and cons. The pros: premium all metal build and a great finish. Super versatile with both the USB and XLR. That's very nice to have two connections coming out of the mic at the same time. It's very very useful audio level and noise reduction features. I love those things. It's clean, professional sound. I think that it does a really good job. It's easy for beginners, and it's powerful enough for advanced users. So a lot of people like the customizable LED panel. Like I said, that's not something I care about. Now, the cons. The cost is a con. Sometimes you'll see them for, I think, $400, and then you can get them for $279. So the cost can be a deterrent for a lot of people. There is no shock mount or stand included. The windscreen feels cheap, but it is what it is. Some handling noises if you're touching it and, moving it and stuff, because there is no shock mount and stuff like that. So bear that in mind. So who is this mic for? If you want something that sounds great straight out of your laptop or phone, because you can take this and use it with your phone as well, if that's what you want, this is a good option for you. It's perfect for YouTubers, podcasters, and streamers. If you already have a good interface and want the absolute best raw sound, the SM7B is still the champion, apparently. But you lose all the convenience of the USB. So my final verdict, I'm giving this Shure MV7 Plus microphone a strong 8.7. Okay, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Would I buy it again? Of course, but I hope I never have to. But I think it's a good quality microphone. If you're thinking about buying a MV7 Plus microphone, or if you have the SM7B and you want to comment on what you think, or if you have both, and let us know, really, in the comments. Are you using something else? Is better and cheaper? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, please give a thumbs up, give a like, and subscribe. It is free, my friends. You don't have to pay a cent to subscribe, and I don't get nothing either. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, I hope.